23 years ago this week in Minneapolis, Duke won its third men's basketball national title. There were 3 future NBA lottery picks on that team, but none of them, not Jay Williams, Mike Dunleavy, or Shane Battier, became NBA All-Stars. The second round pick on that team did. Carlos Boozer.
Yeah, and all these years later, Boozer is the proud father of 3 sons, including twins who might be headed to the lottery themselves. But their story is much more special than that. Jeremy Schaap has more in today's edition of Outside the Lines on SportsCenter.
In February in Alabama, the state Supreme Court ruled that embryos created by in vitro fertilization should be considered children. The decision led to the temporary suspension of all IVF services in the state and has stoked concerns about future legal challenges to IVF. IVF produces about 2% of the births in the U.S. 18 years ago, Carlos Boozer and his then-wife Cece set off on their own IVF journey after discovering that their firstborn child, Carmani, had sickle cell anemia, a genetic condition that can lead to lifelong suffering. But there was a potential cure, a bone marrow transplant. However, finding an exact match, that can be like winning the lottery. Their best hope, more children, siblings who could be donors. So they went through IVF. They had 2 more sons, and it worked. All 3 of their sons are now healthy teenagers with bright futures in sports. Lisa Salters first told the Boozer family story for E60 back in 2008. She recently caught up with them. Here's an excerpt from Blood Brothers.
When did your parents first tell you about your story?
I don't remember exactly when, but I'm pretty sure I was in elementary or somewhere around there.
I showed them pictures in the photo album. I still have, like, inside one of the photo albums, like, the little package that his transplant was infused through.
I feel like I was just kind of in shock because obviously I knew that my brother was sick when we were younger, but I didn't know how serious it was. Like, what would have happened if the transplant didn't work? I wouldn't know, like, what I would do without my brother.
Your mom said that you tease him sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, how do you tease him?
I mean, they were only born because I was sick, pretty much. But they saved my life. That's what their comeback always is.
Mom, is this me?
Yes.
It's not me.
Oh, God, that's you. I have the scar.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You
Yep.
can kind of see it here. Like right here, you can kind of see the scar.
How often do you think about him, when he was just so sick during that chemo wipe?
Not very often. Not very often. Because unfortunately, that time was, so much guilt and fear. Because if my son had died or if he had not done well, that would have all been on me.
When you do go back there and look at where he is now?
Oh, so thankful. Yeah, so thankful. He's healthy and strong and, pitching for his baseball team tomorrow.
"15 years after receiving the transplant from his brothers, Carmani is a starting pitcher for Monsignor Pace High School.
I love pitching. I love being able to have control of the game, and everything's off me, and I love that side of it.
How are you when he's pitching?
Oh, I'm a mess because I'm like, he's out there on an island and everybody's depending on you. And I'm just falling apart the entire time.
Carmani's living a full life. He's a senior this year. He's pitching on a great baseball team. He's going to college next year on a full scholarship. I'm grateful because it could have went a different direction.
Good game, baby. Good job.
And 17 years after they were conceived to save Carmani, Cam and Cayden are thriving too. In March, they played for their 3rd consecutive state championship.
Get in there.
Yep, shut that down, Cam. You and him. Here you go, Cayden.
This is the ball game right here. Inbounds play comes to Cayden Boozer.
spins at the free throw line. Well, that's the way to make sure you get it too. What a move by Cayden Boozer, and this place can't believe it.
The Twins are being recruited by programs like Duke, Miami, Kentucky, but their goals don't stop there.
Do you see yourselves playing in the NBA together?
That's the dream, obviously, playing with your brother in the NBA. If the opportunity comes up where we can play together, I think we'll both jump on that opportunity.
We're talking about 2 years away, but Cayden is an NBA player. I strongly believe that he's going to have a long and fruitful NBA career. Cam is a very strong candidate to be the #1 pick in the draft. If the draft were tonight, I would take Cayden Boozer #1.
You have it?
Yeah.
I want to show you a clip, just kind of talking about your story, and this was from your mom 15 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people will be like, that is completely wrong.
Why do you think people would think that's wrong?
Because it's not the God-given way that it would happen. And you know what? I respect your opinion. Well, unfortunately, for a lot of Americans, man and woman get together and you can't make a baby. And for people like me, who need a special baby, you know? I'm sure there are a lot of people who would think that that's wrong. But I don't, because I have the most beautiful thing in life. I have my son who's healthy, and I have 2 more beautiful, healthy sons who are running here and happy, and I'm sure have a special place in this world. And they were meant to be here, regardless of how they got here. And that's what I think.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think she's completely right.
I was born for a purpose. My Cayden was born for a purpose.
Just a sacred bond that will never be broken, but I feel like there's more to be unpacked.
Knowing that they're the reason I'm alive really just makes me want to just appreciate them more because they did so much for me. They saved my life.